was raised on the east side of LA during the crack epidemic. What is Love? That's from Empire. It was a big record that hit. It was the first song that ever hit. It was Grammy-nominated. So I basically did that song literally in like probably 40 minutes. It catapulted my career. Yeah. They was like, who's that bald-headed girl? And nobody saw no black bald-headed girl on national network primetime TV singing like that. The industry is so fickle. People are so fickle. One day you the it girl, one day it's like, who is that? You're only as good as your latest project or your latest song. Everything is fast, 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 fast. Being young and just kind of wet behind the ears as far as industry, politics, and the things that come with it, it's a learning curve. A lot of producers and executives don't even want to fool with you unless they're attracted to you. I've become a master at navigating through male energy, you know, and them wanting this and wanting that. You got to know how to move, but not make them feel, I guess, less than or bruise their egos.
What's up, you guys? Today we are in beautiful Atlanta, and we're talking to 2 times Grammy-nominated singer and actress V Bozeman.
She has over 300K followers on Instagram, and we're so excited to talk to her about her journey to success. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Basics. I'm Maya.
I'm Iris, and we're with our driver, JP.
And today we have a very special guest. She's an actress. She's a 2 times Grammy-nominated artist. Welcome, Veronica.
Thank you.
Hey.
V Bozeman, V. No, but I'm gonna be Veronica when I get kind of like older. But
you want to change it to Veronica?
It's V.
That's cute. Your outfit looks so cute.
Thank you. You look cute too. You look cute too. I'm so happy to be here.
Do you have any plans today?
I don't know. We'll see what Atlanta brings. It's always something to do out here. So I'll probably link up with my aunt and we'll hit some corners like we hit some corners. Yeah.
So let's dive right in. Could you tell our viewers who is V Bozeman?
Ooh, that's a great first question. V Bozeman is a young black talented woman from South Central LA, born and raised in a church, and I just am a spiritual connector through my creative. That's what I do, whether it's singing, acting, communicating, whatever. I just I'm here to connect with the souls of the people.
I love that. I feel like a very calming spirit. Yeah, like I feel so relaxed around you. I feel safe.
Okay, well that's good then. Okay.
So, born and raised in LA.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was your childhood like?
Oh, it was an adventure. You know, I'm an 80s baby, so I was raised on the east side of LA during the crack epidemic, so it was quite an adventure. I saw a lot, heard a lot, and I felt a lot, but in the midst of all that, it was a beautiful place because I was raised with beautiful women and, like I said, in the church, and I have a very, very steady foundation. So it was beautiful, actually. Yeah. That's where the fabrics of me, that's why I am who I am now, is because of the east side of LA. So, yeah.
And do you have like any siblings? Like,
oh yeah, I have like 2 older brothers. Stace Bozeman, he's what you call a legend in LA because he was, you know, a big basketball star, and a lot of people from Paul Pierce to Keyshawn Johnson, they all talk about him a lot. They actually was just talking about him. It got some a lot of attention on the Instagram, talking about my brother, and then my other brother. I have 2 older sisters, and I'm the baby. Yep, I'm the baby.
So how was that? Sorry. So how was that like growing up being the baby? Were you spoiled?
Girl, I mean, I wasn't spoiled, but I definitely, I don't know. I probably got on their nerves. I was real busy. I used to go from, house to house and on the block because all my family was on the block.
Yeah.
They followed my grandmother from the south. So my aunt Willie was on the left. My aunt Bibba was on the right. Aunt Lucindy, Miss Garrett. We were all the family. So I just probably was a tyrant to all of them, to be honest. It was fun, yeah.
What was like your parents like? What did they do, and how were you raised by them?
My mom and my father were high school buddies. They knew each other from high school up the street, Fremont High. And my father was a big, he was a athlete, All-American. He got drafted to the Indians early on, and he fell victim to the crack epidemic like a lot of our fathers or family members did back in the 80s in LA. And he was there in and out, but my mother always taught me who my father was as far as his legacy was concerned, because he was a big deal in our community and in LA. So I always had a higher reverence for my dad, even though he was absent, but I knew he loved me. He was still around spiritually. Yeah. And rest in peace, Daddy. And my mom was a hard worker, beautiful woman. People always used to call her like the hood Felicia Rashad, because she just always had this grace and class and elegance that just oozed out of her. And I was grateful to have that example coming up, because I looked at her, watched her like all the time. Everything she did, I was just studying this woman, because she was just the bomb to me, So she was a great mom. Great mom.
That's special to have like a bond with your mom. So a lot of some people don't have that. So.
And she gave me my spiritual foundation too.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy about that, because we living in some crazy times now. So I'm glad that she gave me a good foundation so I could be steadfast during this time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you attended Crenshaw High School,
I
right?
sure did.
So can you tell us a little bit about like what kind of student you were, or like teen?
Crenshaw was, I'm telling you, like, Crenshaw was the bomb. I was just like that all around homegirl, very liberal, kind to everyone, from ROTC to the coolest, kid in school. I knew everybody, and I treated everybody fairly and on one playing field. You know what I'm saying? Crenshaw gave me so many jewels. I was in the choir under Iris Stevenson. That's where I got a lot of my work ethic and the know-how of how to move professionally at a young age. Went to Europe, and we toured like superstars as a gospel choir. And we used to sing in French and like, I'm talking about gospel songs singing in French. And we were like stars over there. So that was the first taste of just being on a big platform. And it was amazing. Crenshaw was the bomb. I was Crenshaw's prom queen, and it was a whole thing. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah.
There was like a couple other big names in entertainment that also went to Crenshaw, right?
Oh yeah. It was a lot of people well, they say, I don't know, we got visitors, I know, like, for instance, like, Moesha, they used to, like, do a lot of filming up there, because she went to Crenshaw. Maya used to come up there. I can't think of all of them, but there are a lot of people that touch those hallways. Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite movies, Bring It On.
Oh,
that was filmed there with
we were
Solange.
in that.
What?
Yeah,
You were?
Bring It On. Yeah, I was a cheerleader, so we went to film a scene. It was, I think it was a scene where they were in competition or something. Yes. So yeah, we did Bring It On, And what's the Sanaa Lathan and Mike Epps Love and Basketball? Really? I was an extra in that. Oh yeah, girl, that was my turf. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was my turf. Crenshaw is my love. Matter of fact, my album is Well, we'll get into that later, but yeah, Crenshaw's home.
So is that where you kind of discovered your calling for music, being in the choir at Crenshaw?
No, I don't remember never singing. That was always my calling. I didn't even know it was a job. I just knew that I was a singer. Like, a lot of times I like to say I'm a singer as opposed to an artist. I don't know. Artist sounds so corny to me now for some reason. I don't know. But I'm a singer. I'm a born and bred singer because that's my true gift.
Yeah.
And that's what's opened the doors for everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you like find out that you can sing?
I never knew I couldn't.
Really?
I've never known myself not to sing.
It's like
I've always sang. My mama said
Ever
I
since you
came
could talk.
out yelling, singing,
that's
all
so
that.
cool though.
I have an old tape recorder that my mom kept, and I was like 3 and 4 singing, just trying to
But it like sounds good.
mimic the ladies at church. I've always sang.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the day I open my mouth and I can sing. I wish I could
She's
sing so
she,
bad.
People say that all the time. You know that?
she can hold a little note.
Can
But,
you,
yeah, she
girl?
can a little bit.
But not like no V Bozeman.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So when did you start taking it serious, like you're singing?
I've always taken it seriously. I've always just knew what I was here to do.
Yeah.
I had a brush, a little red brush I used to have for years, around the house, singing around the house, driving everybody crazy, singing in the choir. Just where I could, open up my mouth and use the gift.
I feel like the people that come on this earth and like know what they're gonna do, they're so blessed and so lucky. Because a lot of people, their whole life they're trying to find their passion, but you
You're
already
right.
knew that like at a young age. So that's,
It is a blessing. Singing chose me. God gave it to me, and I really see it as a sacred thing because in His majesty and power, He chose me just to have such a special gift. And I never was one of those singers that just would just open my mouth and sing everywhere and let people know I could sing because it's very vulnerable. It's like you're naked when you sing. It's like your whole being is open. So when I sing, I really take it very seriously,
as you should though.
Yeah.
Because that's your special gift, and you can't let everyone have access to
Exactly,
Yeah.
girl. You got some wisdom there. I like it.
I love that.
So after Crenshaw, you attended college at Cal State.
Cal State Long Beach, yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was interesting because I was one of so many students that went to Long Beach from Crenshaw. A lot of students went to like Northridge or UC Berkeley or Davis or something like that, but it was only 2 that went to Long Beach. So I felt a bit out of place and just trying to adjust all the time. I'm a real creative, and I just felt very isolated for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I was there for 2 years. I did learn some things, but I was like, I want to sing. I want to sing. So my mom said, okay, I'm going to give you a year to get it together and get on this journey to go the professional route. And I was like, okay. So I tried my darndest, and I got in a group with some girls and a young lady, Esther Dean. I know a lot of people know who she is. We were in a group together, a small group together, and that was like very, very short. But I came back with Esther Dean and to Atlanta and just started working with Jasper, Lloyd, T.I., Tricky Stewart, Dream, and that's how it all started. So I did that within a year. And I was like, okay, Mom, I'm going to Atlanta. She was like, all right. And that was it.
That's amazing,
never looked back.
especially in a year, because that's a pretty short time to really get your foot in those doors.
I know.
So how did you get in those rooms?
It was by way of there's 6 degrees of separation, I guess. A friend knew I could sing, and she knew a manager that was looking for a girl in LA. She was a hairstylist. She was like, I know this girl, my friend's niece can sing. And I got the call, and I met Kenny Burrell. He's kin of Charlie Burrell. And yeah, I came audition, and I was in a group. And then that's when I started coming over the hill to Hollywood. See, I'm down the hill. I'm east side LA. Up the hill, that's Hollywood. So I was like, oh God. So that was the first time I even went to Hollywood. And that's how it started. It just, the industry is very small, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's connected, interconnected in some kind of way. And if you have talent, and if you don't give up and it's steadfast, you'll get somewhere.
So you've collaborated with Timberland, CeeLo, and even Rihanna. So could you take us through like how one collab led to another?
It's interesting because when you're an artist, you have to kind of like work all of your muscles, even if you're not the main one on stage, you know. So I started working with Polo Don when I came back to LA. I was in a group for a while. Yeah, he's a producer from Atlanta.
Okay.
I was in a group for a while that didn't work out, called Mahogany. That's a crazy story, but anyway. And then I met Polo just through networking, knowing people. And he was like, damn, you could sing. But what's so funny is Polo probably gonna get me though, because I always wanted to be an artist. That's when I had my bald head and everything. He was like, you not cute. You ain't cute enough. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I said it, Polo. That's what you said. But anyway, he was all like, well, you can vocal produce artists for me and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started vocal producing Lloyd and Carrie and Patti LaBelle and Elder Barge and what's the 2 girls I was with Diddy? I forget it was a group name. Yeah, not Danity Kane, but the 2 girls. It was 2 girls and him, Don and anyway, I vocal produced everybody that came through Polo's camp, everybody. So that's, what was the question again?
How did one collab lead to another?
Yeah, that's how it led. It just networking and knowing people and you know, that's just how it happened.
I want to get into, I know you vocal produced Lay It Down by Lloyd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I do too. That song was popping.
Yeah, like, I was too young to be singing it, but
I love Lloyd too.
But first, what is vocal producing for people who don't know?
Vocal producing is basically guiding someone through finding their voice and arranging a song, arranging backgrounds, how you approach a song, the attitude of a song, making sure everything is all around just manicured right for presentation, and getting the best out of an artist and pushing them to their limits to get the best, you know, vocal what do you call it, the best vocal approach or whatever. But yeah, that's basically vocal producing.
So that song specifically, what was that experience like?
It was fun working with Lloyd because Lloyd's voice is so pure and it's so unique. And yes, and he was willing to stretch, and he was in a space to stretch. And I'm a real soul singer, and I think that's what Polo liked about how I worked with artists during that time, because I remember when I first got in the booth, a lot of producers used to be like, you singing too hard, you singing too soulful, like, you know, take it down a notch. And I started listening to it, unfortunately, but I got back to it. And that's what I pushed a lot of artists that I work with to do. Just sing from your soul, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody try to hinder that. Sing from your soul all the time and be who you are. Like, try to communicate from an authentic place through song. And that's just how I would do it. And we would come out with some real heat. Real heat.
I'm thinking about that. At the end of the those you like, you come up with basically that.
Because he used to play doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, add that. Like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he was just being himself.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of collabs, do you have like a favorite artist you collab with or song?
My favorite collab probably would be Timothy Bloom when we did Till the End of Time, because that was the start of an era for me, and it catapulted me to why I am where I am today. Till the End of Time was a classic, special. It was of the culture, of our culture.
That's not that Tupac song, is it?
No, it's a song where me and Timothy were in a video and we were naked, turning around in a circle, and it's called Till the End of Time. But that's like when YouTube first started, hitting. That was like the biggest visual ever. I had my first big deal offer from Sylvia Rome from that song, and a lot of executives, really. So yeah, Timothy Bloom.
And how does that work? Like getting deals or getting offers from big labels? Is it they see it, they reach out to you, or?
Yeah, they reach out. They, I guess whoever is the A&R that knows what they're doing, recognizes unique talent, and they admire your work, I guess, But you have to have a catalog, and you have to have some content out there for them to, latch on to. So, yeah, that video was done when Timothy Bloom was signed to Polo to Don. And Polo didn't know me and Timothy were that close. We just did that song because Timothy called and was like, hey, I got an idea. Come over. And I was like, okay. And we just recorded the song. And then Polo heard and was like, oh, my God. And Timothy had this vision for it. And nobody was doing anything like that at that time. Yeah. Two beautiful, dark, black singers singing like that to each other naked. Like, that was unheard of. And the way we were singing it. So it was a hit from jump. And people recognized it. A&Rs, executives, everybody was like, who is that? So it all made sense.
Yeah. let me find out that video inspired D'Angelo to do what he did.
Oh no, he
like the first time I ever saw somebody
like that was D'Angelo.
Was him.
Yeah, it was. Well, he was the first, but as far as two people, it was me and Timothy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I want to talk about the struggles of being a music artist, because I know, like, with actors, you can go months without, getting a gig and things like that. So what are some, I guess, challenges you face being a music artist, and, like, what is, like, that downtime like?
The challenges are just the industry, period. The industry is so fickle. People are so fickle. One day you the it girl, one day it's like, who is that? You're only as good as your latest project or your latest song. Everything is fast. And I came from an era where we didn't have social media. We didn't have any of that. It was all like groundwork. It was, we just had to really work to get the name around and, your talent around. So this industry has been a challenge for me in that, because I just am who I am. I go at my own pace and at my own vibration. And I've always tried to find ways to break through that. But, recently I'm like, listen, God gonna have what he has for me, and I'm just gonna submit to that, because I don't have the answer, Sway. So when I'm ready to put out another project, it's gonna be put out, and people are like, when you gonna come out with it? I don't know. It's coming, and it's gonna come in my time.
Exactly. Because
so,
creativity takes time. Like,
it
you can't
does.
just put out like random stuff.
And I've never been that way. Great creativity at that.
Exactly.
So, and then coming off of What Is Love has been a challenge too, because that song hit so big. It's like everybody just hears that and sees that and sees, oh, V Bozeman Empire, What Is Love? This is, that's all they see. That's all they've seen for years. So it was hard to get away from that for some new, art. So thank God acting came in and it allowed me to flourish in that area. And now I can come back to music because I'm ready.
Exactly.
Not because I feel angst or anxious for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
mentioned, what was the song you just mentioned?
What Is Love?
What Is Love?
Yeah.
What is that? I'm sorry. I'm not
That's
familiar.
from Empire. It was a big record that hit.
The TV show Empire?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had a song that was featured on there?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it like the theme song?
It was the first song that ever hit. It was Grammy-nominated. It was the biggest song from that
Talk
show.
about that process. How did that even come about and how did,
Well, it came about when I was signed to Timberland, and I had did this video called Race Jones, and it was like very, very powerful, right? So Timberland saw it, and he was like, "Damn, I didn't know you could act." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, I'm doing this music for this new TV show. I don't know." He made it out to be not a big deal. He was like, "Just sing a song. I'm gonna show Lee Daniels this video and see if he want to put you on there." So he saw the video. Was like, "Oh, I gotta put her on the show." So me and Jim Beans, he was the producer and writer for the first 2 seasons of Empire. That's who I was working with on my album, him and Timberland. So Jim Bean was all like, "Hey," this was like 4 in the morning while we were in the studio. He was like, "Hey, we need to do this song for Empire right quick." I was like, at 4 in the morning, I was like, "I'm tired." He was like, "Man, it's gonna be real quick, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Just listen to this and see if you like it." And I was like, "What is love? What is love? What is love?" I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." I was like, "All right, let's do it." So I basically did that song literally in like probably 40 minutes. What Is Love? And that song literally opened up Empire. I didn't know that song was gonna do almost a decade. I think I'm at like 600 million views on that song from YouTube. Like, that song really catapulted my career. So yeah, that's how that started. By default, kind of.
How do artists get paid off of stuff like that? Because I know people get paid dropping albums, but I heard there's money in making soundtracks for music and TV. And
Absolutely.
How do people get paid off
It does. You get paid if you have a great contract. But dealing with a big establishment like Fox, I didn't get paid for that song. I get paid when I do spot dates and stuff, but they own that song. I wish that I got paid for that song because I would be very, very good right now. But
So when you
I
say
don't
you
get
didn't
anything.
Paid, what do you mean you didn't get paid?
Like, Fox owns that song because they have the rights to Empire and everything. Like, that's a real thing. When you work
just
with
probably
big,
got initial, like, just
well, I
doing the
get
song,
I
and
get
that's it?
paid for, when the shows come on, like the episodes and, spot dates and, of course, radio plays and stuff like that. A little percentage, but it ain't nowhere near what Fox gets for that song.
That's so cool though.
Yeah, very, very cool.
But I'm sure it opened so many doors. So
Absolutely, it did. It catapulted my career.
Yeah.
They was like, "Who's that bald-headed girl?" And nobody saw no black bald-headed girl on national network primetime TV singing like that.
But you're a great representation of a black woman.
Thank
I love
you.
I love that.
It was a blessing.
Yeah.
It was a major blessing. I always thank Timberland, Lee Daniels, Jim Beans, and my manager, Max Goose. He was the one that said, "You need to make a video." And I was like, "I don't even like this song." I was like, a video? I was sick when I did the video, and the video has over 600 million views. So thanks, Max. Love you.
So after that song went big, how did life change for you?
instantly. Instantly. It was I mean, Empire was a culture phenomenon at the time. And I had such a distinct look and sound. Everywhere I went, it was like, that's that girl, blah, 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 singing everywhere, going everywhere. I worked hard to get there, but it really wasn't the plan. You know, I had an amazing album that I did with Timberland called Music Is My Boyfriend. And I just feel like that overshadowed everything. And I was like, I don't know. It was just a different way that I thought I was going to be broken. But it was still a blessing. It just wasn't my plan. But hey, we all have plans that sometimes don't go how you think it's going to go. So it was a lot. And being young and just kind of wet behind the ears as far as industry, politics, and the things that come with it, it's a learning curve. You learn and you grow, and you face certain hardships, and you know, you get wise real quick, you know, because you don't want to get swallowed up, because you will get swallowed up if you're on the wrong side of the track, you know. So thank God I had covering through my management and my mom and a good foundation. Yeah.
What's one of the biggest lessons you learned about the industry that you had no clue about going into it, and it was like, wow, this ain't no joke?
Right. Everything is not what it seems. You know. You have to trust your gut and take your time, and understand that as long as your foundation is steady, you get tried less. When people can see that you a little flimsy, or don't have a steady foundation, you'll get tried. You have to be firm. You have to know who you are. You don't have to impress anybody. You just need to be yourself and keep God in the midst of everything, and ask for his protection along the way, because there are wolves in this industry, and you are in the belly of the whale. Lucifer was over the music. He was the music guy. So who you think is over the music down here? You're in the belly of the whale. So you have to know how to navigate and have discernment and be present when you're around certain energies and people. It's a real thing. And keep people around you that you trust and that have been around you from the jump. You know what I'm saying? You need covering when you're young, because you don't know everything. You don't know everything. You haven't experienced the world yet. So when you step into this world, it's times 10, baby. It's all green. So that's what I would say.
And can you talk to us a little bit about like the struggles of being a woman in the music industry, like specifically?
Oh, it's a struggle there. It's male dominated, obviously. Everybody, you know, is telling you sex sales and this, that, and the other. I was fortunate enough to have women around me and want women influence around me. Like Monica Payne has been my manager for over 15 years. When I saw her, especially before I saw her, I went through a lot of things. You know, I went through some very, very hard times coming in this industry at 18. And I had to pick myself up and not be broken from that. So when I met Monica, I just knew, like, I need her. I need her in my life, in my journey going forward, because she's been there. She had experience. She used to be an artist, and she's an authentic and loving person. So I just couldn't latch away from her. I was like, please don't leave me, please don't leave me. And she's been there, you know, all the way. And as a woman, I know if Monica wasn't there, it's a lot that could have happened to me, you know, through my journey. A lot. I mean, a lot of producers and executives don't even want to fool with you unless they're attracted to you. Period. So that's a whole thing. And I've become a master at navigating through male energy, you know, and them wanting this and wanting that. You got to know how to move, but not make them feel, I guess, less than or bruise their egos. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, it's the honey you have to put, but you have to do it in the right way.
What would you say is like the right way to do it? Like if a producer, say I'm a woman in the entertainment industry, and the producer came up to me sideways, like what would be your advice for how to like carry myself?
My advice would be to be firm, but be feminine, and it's just knowing how to curve and using your feminine power to get what you want. It's really all about knowing yourself and understanding what your power is, and knowing that you really are the one that controls the room. Men are, I mean, honestly, they're kind of simple. So you have to know that, and you have to really hone into your confidence as a woman and understand your feminine power. And you probably do now, but the more and more that you're in, like, you know, awkward positions, or, you know, they say little stick stuff, or they try you, you just gotta like lean in on that, you know? Yeah. And don't give them certain energy that they open the door for. You just can't give it energy. You gotta be like, oh, for real? Okay, so it's just navigating. You just have to move in a way.
Because speaking of feminine power, I feel like us as women, sometimes we forget we have so much power. Like, we can literally be like, I just want my man to be bald head. We can all say that as women. Not everybody got bald heads. We have that much power. Like, we ain't gonna do what we say.
We do.
And I feel like a lot of women forget that. Like, we run the world. Like, literally.
Period.
So when you said feminine power, I was like,
that's what it is, because I mean, if you think about it, we give life.
Exactly.
We have like a one tunnel or a direct line to the creator in a whole different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And that's power.
Crazy. I be thinking about that sometimes. Like, I can really give birth. Like,
period. Like when you walk in a room, you shift the energy, a woman. And that's another thing, when you walk in a room, and you know, it's men or producers or whoever, that says a lot, how you walk in a room, how you look, how you conduct yourself, how you communicate, how you dress. You know what I'm saying? They won't even try you a lot of times if you know what I'm saying? Make sure that your energy is where it should be. Exactly. You feel me? So
how do you stay in that feminine energy?
Just constantly loving on yourself, talking to yourself, and just appreciating everything that God has made you to be. Like, I was doing my hair this morning, and I was like, dang, God, look at these curls. I'm like, so that's just like a thing. Like, why did you make this curl like that? Or it's just the little things, really developing a relationship with yourself. Like, I don't have to be with a lot of people every day or around a lot of people. I like being with myself, having conversations with myself, getting to know who V is. What do I like? What don't I like? The energy is so important, because it affects your space. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Your space, your energy, your essence, that's all God, you know? That's all protection, that's all power. And you have to be real careful who you expose that to, right? That's what you said earlier.
I feel like you're the type of person that don't have a lot of friends.
I don't. I have 5 friends on one hand that's been my friends since childhood. I don't need more friends. You know, associates, people here and there, that's fine. But who you allow in your space, that's the key. That's the key.
Are you into like astrology?
I'm not into astrology. I'm into the God of it all. Yeah. I'm into the Lord. Yeah, I'm very particular on all of that. The Heavenly Father is my foundation, and that's who I seek. I don't seek psychics. I don't seek numbers. I don't seek people. I seek the Lord to give me everything that I need. Yeah. Everything.
So you consider yourself like more religious or spiritual, or
spiritual, for sure. Spiritual. God is he's an awesome. He's the Holy Ghost. He's a spirit, and I always tell people, like, the spiritual realm and this realm doesn't even compare to how strong the spiritual realm is. The spiritual realm is way more powerful than this realm. So you have to be careful when you tap into, you know, different things that you don't know about, and what you inviting into your space. So, yeah.
Can you ever remember a time where, because a lot of people are religious, but sometimes they're not as strong as some other people.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a moment where they be like, oh, for sure that was God, and I need to get back on track. Because
yeah.
Is there ever a moment where you was just like, this 1,000% had to be God, and now I'm in it? Can you remember a moment?
Absolutely. I was really young, and I mean, it's a funny moment, but it's a real moment. I was going to prom, and you know, prom is so big. You know, you gotta have money when you go to prom. Even back then, in my time, but I lost my money that I had worked so hard for, and my mom gave me some, so I all had it together, and I lost it, or either somebody stole it. I don't know. And I was like, dang. I was like, I ain't gonna be able to go to prom. I don't have no money. My mama don't have no money. She was, you know, a single parent. I was like, Jesus Christ. So what had happened was a whole designer, some lady that had an in with designer clothes was like, came to Crenshaw and was like, we need 10 senior girls to, you know, wear our clothes. And our class was so big. And my homegirl was like, girl, you used to come in here and try on these clothes. I was like, all right. I didn't think I was going to get picked. I got picked to wear Valentino. I got prom queen that night. Jimmy Choo. I'm
like
talking about $1,000.
Like Cinderella.
Yes. $1,000 shoes. But the whole point of it is to say, like, I didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And my pure heart really wanted to just be a part of prom, but God made it like my wildest dreams to lay out something that was just so big that I could never possibly think of. I mean, the whole night got, you know, recorded for the New York Times magazine. It was an amazing Cinderella moment, but like I said, that was God. I was a girl from the east side going to Crenshaw that just wanted to go to prom, but he was like, I'm going to do this for you. But that's how he operates in my life. In the 11th hour, when I think, or if I'm getting anxious, I'll be like, damn, I don't know what to do. But he always comes through and just does something beyond my wildest dreams. That's how he's always operated in my life. I've never had to seek or chase after something. I'm talking about even in my career. Like, I work hard, don't get me wrong. But everything that it comes to me and it has been a blessing, he has placed in my lap. I just have to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the power of God, how he works with me.
And it's like always better than what you expected. Like
every time. Because when you surrender to him, he'll be like, okay, thanks. Let me take over. And that's all he wants us to do. He'll be like, girl, if you just let me do it and get out of the way.
So we be in our own way.
Period.
Yep.
Have you ever experienced a time in your life where you're just like, why God? Like, why me? Why is this happening to me? And if you have, like, how did you set yourself back on track?
Absolutely. When I first started in my career, I came across somebody that was a wolf. And he really tried to steal my essence away. And I was only, 18? And I found myself very, very lost. And I just was discombobulated. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything. I was 18. I didn't know what I was dealing with. But I was dealing with a spirit. I was dealing with some demonic forces that wanted to strip my gift. But anyway, I just had to sever that tie. Finally, I got the strength to sever that tie, and I had to humbly come before God and just ask him to forgive me and renew me. And over time, you know, he did that, and I never looked back. But that was one of the worst times in my life, and I can only say that, you know, when you separate yourself from God, it's a dangerous thing. You know what I'm saying? It's very dangerous, especially in this industry. Jesus Christ. So when that happened, and his presence wasn't, you know, surrounding me like I was used to, I felt it. And I just had to cry out and just ask God to come back into my life and cover me. And he did. He never really leaves you, but you will get taught a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And you'll come back to him if you have sense enough. You know?
I want to talk about your Grammy nominations.
Yeah.
Being nominated for a Grammy is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't win, being nominated
for sure.
Yeah.
What was that process like? Like, where did you get a phone call, and like, how did life change after the nomination? Did you go to the awards? What is that whole process like?
It's actually really quick, to be honest. I mean, you get the nominations through. Well, my management told me. How they found out, I don't know. But when you get the nominations, you're like, dang, that's interesting. But being in the industry and knowing the politics of it, even though I was like nominated, I not that I didn't believe I was gonna win, but I'm like, it's a roll of the dice. You know, it didn't really like make me starstruck or eager to go or anything like that. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Honestly, it was just like that. It was like, oh, okay, cool. Because for me, I'm such a, like, I don't know, I'm a little left of center. Like, no award nomination or no award can validate anything that God has given me. So whether I win or not, it's not like something that I'm chasing after. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a blessing to be nominated. Don't get me wrong, because you do get a level of like acknowledgement from your peers, and you're like, dope. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm on the right track. But no award can ever validate anything that I do. Anything. So that's how I feel.
You know your craft.
Period.
You know, exactly.
I always thought that when people win like a Grammy award, they'll never be broke ever again. Is that a
That's not true.
Didn't TLC have Grammys and it was broken?
A lot of people had Grammys. That's not true.
But
Grammys
like
and bad contracts, you know, they could go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying?
So you went to the award show, right?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go to the award show.
Did you?
Well, you get invited, but it's a lot that comes with going to the Grammys. And I had a lot of other things, you know, going. And they tell you, too, like, you know, if your part is going to get put on TV or not and all of that stuff. So, no, I didn't go. I just got nominated for a Grammy, last Grammys, for the Color Purple soundtrack. I was a part of that soundtrack, but I got nominated for that one, and, you know, I didn't go. A lot of,
What did you do on that project? Because we were familiar with the Empire, but we saw that you were doing Color Purple, but we didn't know in what capacity.
It was a song I did. I collabed with 2 other artists, beautiful artists from overseas, called Girls, that made the soundtrack. Larry Jackson was, you know, the executive producer over that soundtrack, and he called me in to, you know, do the soundtrack. So it made the song we did made it, and you know, I got a part of the group that was nominated for the overall soundtrack. Yeah.
But 2 nominations is still major.
It is.
Major.
One, people
It definitely
lose
is
their
major.
Mind, but 2,
Yeah.
how
Like-
far apart with the nomination?
I got that was what 2015, my first nomination until this one, because I have been acting a lot in between, and I haven't been putting out that much music, but you know, I'm just now getting back into my music now, so it was a little gap in between there. Yeah.
So do they like pitch the song to the
artist?
like your team pitch it to the Grammys, like, oh, like consider this for a Grammy, or
Well,
how does
they
that
send
process
you.
work?
Well, whoever's producing the song, they send it to you, and you know, if you like it, you like, okay, I'll do it. I'm an artist, so I'm always recording. I love to record. If Larry Jackson calls my phone talking about, I need you to get on the song, I think you should do it. So basically, that's what that was, and he was over the soundtrack in itself. So being a woman and my track record and what that movie represents, it all just made sense, you know. So yeah, it got a Grammy nomination because of, I mean, look at the artist that was a part of that, you know, soundtrack. I wasn't surprised at all. And originally that was a Quincy Jones production, that whole original soundtrack. So it wasn't a surprise that it got nominated again. Yeah.
So how did you get into acting, and how did you make like the shift from being a singer to an actor?
Well,
Or actress?
I'm still a singer, but it's just, I go back and forth.
Yeah.
It just depends on the way that's going on. But I've always been an actress. I've done like the Pan African Film Festival when I was like 9, 10 years old. I just was pursuing music at the time that I blew up.
Yeah.
But I've always been an actress, and you know, when opportunities come, like I said, when God places things in my lap, I promise Him that I will be ready for it. So that's what happens. I just ride the wave that God gives me. That's it.
Is there like a craft that you love more than the other, or love more doing?
No, I love it both because I'm a creative,
Yeah.
and I love the arts. So shoot, I'm just blessed to be able to, you know, express myself creatively.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's like natural results.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can you give us a rundown for the people who don't know, just a gist of your acting credits and like when you started and like some of just the big ones you've done? Because I know you were on BT for a while, and then now you're like on Tubi, and your Tubi movies are doing good.
Yeah.
So like,
So obviously it started with Empire, then Footage Films, Girl Bye. I did, oh Lord, I did Karen. I did Sacrifice, Paula Patton, Snatched, Howard High. I just did Soul of a Sister on BT. I'm probably missing some, but I've been doing a lot of acting lately. So yeah, I know I'm missing some, but those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
you know, it's pretty interesting. Not a lot of music artists translate over to acting and have just a prominent as good career in both.
Yeah.
I know 50 Cent's been doing it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, a lot of other people, but even Brandy, she was a singer, but then now she was TV show Moesha for years.
Yeah.
So what can you attribute to like your success in both?
Just taking advantage of the opportunity and just getting better and better at your craft and working on your craft. Networking and being in the right places at the right time. But I'll say this, you got to work at your craft, because when opportunities come, you have to be ready for them. And you know, just stay hard working. You know, my off days, I'm still working. I'm still working. Eating clean, working out, going over monologues, all types of stuff. You have to do the work, because when the work comes, you got to be ready for it.
What's the audition process like for you?
It's tedious. I love learning new scripts and, you know, developing characters and stuff like that. But you have to really, like, make sure, like, when you do your auditions, you have to leave it on the camera. You have to leave it there, because you don't know what these people are looking for. It could be a look. It could be a sound. It could be, I don't know. You don't know what these people are looking for. So you can't, like, beat yourself up if you don't get a role, because you're going to get more no's than yeses, period. Like, I've got 1,000 no's before I've gotten a part. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put your best foot forward, give it all you got, and leave it there and go to the next. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I want to talk about rejection. When you're
talk about rejection. We'll talk about reject, girl.
Because have you ever gone through like a season of rejection, or just like a time where is anybody gonna say yes? And how did you handle that?
Absolutely, I have, and I've handled it accordingly. It goes with the business. You have to have tough skin. You have to know that you are your biggest fan. You have to really believe in yourself more than anything. You have to really know you the bomb, because if you don't, it'll eat you alive. You'll believe all the little voices that come in your head as a human being and be like, I'm not, no. You have to really just know that you the shit. Excuse my French. You gotta know you the shit out here. But period. Especially out here. Because you're gonna get more no's. You don't know what people want or what they're looking for. When you put out a project, it's always gonna be haters. It's always gonna be somebody, you just can't pay attention to that. So you gotta believe in yourself more than anything and have tunnel vision. I got to where I am because I was so laser focused on what I wanted to be. It's nothing that could step in my way. Nothing. I didn't want people saying certain things around me. I didn't want no negative, nothing. And I just had tunnel vision, and I just kept going. Because if you have talent, the only difference between people making it and not making it is you not giving up. That's it. It ain't no big old formula to it. It's not, magic. It's just that. That's it.
I feel like your confidence is so one of a kind, and a lot of people don't have that confidence. Do you feel like
Thank you.
Your mom contributed to that, or do you feel like you were born just a super confident person? How do you remain confident?
I think my mom contributed to it a lot. My mom knew that she knew I had a gift, and I don't like to always say this, but I'm gonna say it. Being a chocolate dark-skinned girl growing up in the industry during my time, people don't look at you initially all the time. They look over you a lot. So it was a self-confidence that she put into me when I was little. I mean, every day my mother would tell me how special, how beautiful I was, and talk to me and love on me in a certain kind of way than she did any of my other siblings. Honestly, because she knew what I wanted to do. She probably saw what I wanted to do before I saw it. And if I didn't have her putting that into me, I don't know what kind of journey I would have had. Yeah, for sure, my mom. Yep, it all started with her.
I want to go into, in the industry, being a dark-skinned woman. Was there times that you faced, colorism or any specific moments that you remember?
Absolutely. I've gotten parts. I've gotten opportunities to get roles that I knew, I'm like, God, I know it was an aesthetic thing. Because when you would see the movie or whatever come out, you'd be like, okay, they're the opposite of me. It didn't mean that they were better, but it was aesthetically, you know. But yeah, it stings sometimes, but then over time you like, whatever. It's like I know myself so much now, and I'm so comfortable and grateful for how God has made me. I don't even think about that like I used to. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with maturing and understanding who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love being chocolate. I wish I was more chocolate. I wish I was dark. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm just grateful God made me who I am.
Yeah.
We all should be. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So are there like any hobbies that you're into that, you know, what do you do on your downtime? Like
My downtime? My downtime, I do a lot of, I do a lot of cooking. I love to cook. I love Bible study. I do my Bible study because I love it. And I do a lot of working out. I'm a real nerd when it comes to like documentaries and stuff like that. You know, I'm just a regular little chick. You know, there ain't nothing big. You know, but I do love to cook though.
Really?
I love to put on my jazz. You know, cut up my little strawberries and cheese and wine and just kind of be with myself. Like, you know, man, I just be chilling.
So what is like dating like being in your industry, like an actress and a singer?
Dating right now sucks.
I feel that.
I think that's all the way around.
Everybody
You know what I'm
says
saying? It's like the world has changed so
Universal.
much. It's just weird. No
Yeah.
connectivity.
Yeah.
I think people are just skewed in their roles and who they're supposed to be in a relationship. It's just
Exactly.
all screwed up. So I'm just really like rocking on my own vibration, and you know, when that special guy comes along, I don't know, but he ain't came along just yet. And plus, you know, I'm not the most famous person, obviously, but I'm known here and there, so I am very my antennas are up when it comes to, you know, that too. Exactly. Like, people act like they don't know you, but they do know who you are, and then it just be this whole thing. So I'm very intuitive when it comes to men's approaching me, as my grandma would say.
My grandma too. She always put that S on the end. I'm like, grandma.
You gotta watch out for them men's, because they'll learn you.
So what is your type? Not really physically. I mean, you can talk about that, but more so just like personality wise.
I really don't have a specific type. I think somebody's aura and you know, their energy.
Just like energy. That's me too.
That's who I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
It's not about none of that. Of course, I want the person to be healthy, and I want them to have good hygiene and all of that stuff. But aside from that, I don't have a particular type. Yeah, I
so
never
you
did.
broke?
Oh
Can
my
he be
God.
broke?
She loves that question.
He doesn't have to be the most ballingest person, just as long as he has a goal and drive and determination.
Are you willing to like grow with your partner, or do they already have to be kind of like settled in their career?
I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to grow with my partner.
He's a gym guy.
Like I said, just as long as he has ambition and goals, and he has a destination. We both have destinations, right? We both are trying to get somewhere. So as long as we can assist each other in that, and you know, still be our individual selves, I'm welcome to that. He don't have to have all the money in the world. Would it be nice? Yeah. But that's not a prerequisite.
Well, that's good to hear. It's refreshing because it's a lot of women nowadays. I feel it's more prominent that everybody's saying, "Oh, my man has to make X amount of money. I won't deal with a guy that makes under $100,000 a year." And I'm just like, is that real or?
That's interesting too, because I would say, like, when girls say that, it's a lot that comes with that. It's a lot that comes with a man, you know, taking care of you in that way. It's a lot of
Lose your power almost.
exactly, because they're gonna want something in return, and guess what that is? Control.
Yep.
So yeah, be careful what you wish for. You know what I'm saying? You have to. Ain't nobody out here gonna take care of you. You have to make sure you can take care of yourself.
And how do you feel about, like, I feel like when we bring love up, it's more so about money nowadays, like the topic, like on social media. So how do you feel about that transactional love? Like,
it's fleeing. That's the problem. It's no connectivity.
Exactly.
You have to spiritually connect and be aligned and on one accord with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Money is fleeting. What happens when you ain't got that money?
Exactly.
Or what happens when it gets old? Then who are you with? Who is that person inside?
Mm-hmm.
As when integrity is on the line, when real life situations come about, and money don't have anything to do with anything. Like, who are you with? Who are you sleeping with? Who are you laying your head and telling your deepest secrets to? Like, if that's the wrong person, that's dangerous territory.
And I feel like a lot of guys, they look at pretty girls and just assume that, oh, she wants somebody balling. Like, have you ever came across a man that was just so insecure when it came to his money, and it just put all of these different agendas on you?
Oh yeah. You know what I have noticed is that, you know, women have done a lot of work internally, spiritually over time, but I've observed that a lot of our black men, and I hate to say it, it's a lot of work that still needs to be done. They're out here still having open wounds, hurt, and having addressed them and still suppress them, and then it comes up in relationships, and then it turns toxic and this and that and the other. Now, I'm not saying just black men, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like it's a lot of work for our brothers to still do, and they need to do to make sure they're healthy and whole when they get into these relationships. Because I know me and my tribe, I mean, we go to therapy, we talk, we really try to get down to the nitty gritty to try to resolve a lot of issues, you know, and women across the board. And I just feel like I'm hearing the same story about the dating, the energy in dating and what's happening out here. I just feel like it's a lot of work that needs to be done with our men. And I don't say that to point the finger or to bring down.
Exactly what you're saying.
I'm just saying, like, you have to be healthy and whole to have a successful relationship, especially now with all this shallow stuff, and you gotta spiritually be grounded, man.
And I feel like a lot of people don't do the work. If one situation don't work out, they move on to the next instead of looking at themselves.
Exactly.
And it's just the same scenario over and over.
Exactly.
It's very stigmatized though for men to like be emotional or like want to know themselves on a deeper level. I feel like especially in the black community, it's not super common when it should be. It should be just normal.
I know. And I hate that our black men and our black boys, you know, especially in the prior generations, have been raised like that. But I think there is like an energy shift that's, you know, into play now, that's changing that, and, you know, allowing them to feel safe and being vulnerable, and, you know, healing those wounds, and, you know, just being human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, I want to go back to people you worked with.
Okay.
People who don't, like, you major, and just talking to you and just knowing some of the relationships you have with people. Can you tell us, like, some of the people you worked with musically, and then some of the big people you worked with acting-wise? I know you said Lee Daniels, you said Timberland. Like, these are people that are, like, huge.
Yeah.
So, if you could, can you get the viewers out there just a good list of musicians and actors or producers you've worked with over your career?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've worked with Babyface, who I was signed to first and foremost before anyone. He taught me so many jewels. CeeLo Green, Timberland, obviously Lee Daniels, and Terrence. He took me under his wing. Terrence Howard took me under his wing.
Oh, wow.
And I've learned a lot from him. He's such a genius mind. And he actually like wrote one of the songs that I sang in Empire. Who else? Randy Raquel Robinson, Paula Patton. Yeah, it's been a lot of people. I've been blessed to just be a sponge and to get certain jewels from to help, to help me in my journey. And I become very grateful. will.i.am, Dre. I mean, I've worked with a lot of people.
You mentioned T.I.
Some hook or
Okay.
two when I first came to Atlanta.
Okay.
Jasper Cameron, and Rihanna, all of these people.
Rihanna?
Yeah, I vocal produced her on tour. I went on her I think it was her first big tour coming off of Umbrella.
Wait a minute, you went on tour with Rihanna?
Yeah.
What is that like? That's gotta be something crazy because Rihanna don't really tour a lot no more, but everybody's been screaming like, okay, she going.
They want her to get her music back up, her music back.
What was
She don't have to.
Rihanna like?
It was real cool. I mean, of course, you get the 5-star treatment because it's a budget unlimited. It's Rihanna. She's a superstar. So we would go from city to city. It would be like 15 big rigs following her, and every night she would be on stage doing her thing. And every night we would meet. It would be like around 12, 1 o'clock, and we would just start working on the next album. And she was real cool, just like the homegirl, because I'm like a homegirl. So I think that she really related to that. It was cool. She's like a homegirl, She works hard. What I really loved about Rihanna is she's a class act. Every time we would come into the next city, setting up, her whole area would be set up with white linen, white furniture, just white everywhere would be her whole area. She wouldn't have a dressing room. She would have an area, okay? And it would look like maybe her home or something like that. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. It was cool. Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about singing and I wanted to become somebody. What are the steps you would tell me to do to possibly be in one of your shoes?
Perfect your craft and have an undoubted belief in yourself, and just sing anywhere you can. Sing anywhere you can. Because like I said, when you have a gift, your gift will lay it all out for you. The blessings will come.
What about vocal coaching? Should I go to school?
All of that, yeah. I mean, honestly, I wish that I had learned the piano when I was young, and my Aunt Sarah would be like, you need to sit down and learn that piano. Yes, do all of that. Go to music school, try to learn some instruments, learn how to read music, you know what I'm saying? Learn the ins and outs of what you're doing, your craft. Even if it ain't in front of the camera, learn everything that surrounds, what you're doing, for sure. Learn how to talk to these sound men. Learn the sonics of, how things should be for your shows. Learn the verbiage of the sound men. Know what they talking about. Understand that verbiage. Just everything. Be a studier. Yeah, for sure.
And now for acting, what would the game plan be for acting?
Same thing.
Because I know people say you gotta go to acting school, you gotta have a 4x6 photo, you gotta submit on acting.
I mean, every actor hasn't went to acting school, but if I were pursuing acting, I would just hone your craft, just perfect your craft, and seek people that are great at what they do. You know what I'm saying? What are the best acting schools? What are the what do you call it? The workshops and, you know, different things. And what can you do on your own? Like, you know, what study the greats before you, like a Denzel, like a Sidney Poitier, like a you know, what's her name that I love so dearly? Regina King. You know, study the greats, see what they've done, and try to mimic what they've done. And of course, your journey is gonna be your journey, but have a template. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
So if I don't know nothing about acting and I wanted to start today, what are the steps you tell me to do? If I don't know anything about acting, but I really want to be an actor.
I would just research what is being an actor today, first and foremost. I would seek, I'm not even gonna lie, I would seek the internet because it's at your fingertips. The world is in that internet. The world is on that computer. Huh?
ChatGPT?
Possibly.
No, I'm just joking.
No, that's a part of it too, though. But first, you have to understand what you stepping into. You know, like what is being an actor today? If you just didn't know nothing, the internet is right there. All the information is right there. It'll tell you. What did Denzel Washington do in his early career? Like, whoever that you look up to as an actor or that inspired you, see what they did.
So do research and then emulate.
Absolutely. That's what every artist does. It's always inspiration behind every single artist. Everyone.
And speaking of inspirations, who are your musical inspirations?
Oh, Whitney Houston, CeCe Winans, Tina Turner, Diana Ross, real superstars. For sure. Yeah.
For sure. I feel like we're losing recipes. Like, there aren't a whole bunch of newer artists coming out that have like the same superstar quality as like Diana Ross and like all the people you just named. I don't know. I think we're in a different era.
We are. Because they have what you call a mystique. They had a brand, a persona, and then they had their private life. And when they got on stage, it was like they weren't always in front of the camera. They weren't always telling their business.
It's so easy to access people now.
Exactly, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Also, I feel like it's more longevity in those stars.
It is.
Because now we have these like TikTok rappers. And, I mean, no shade to them. They're doing great, but it's just like, is it long term? Like,
right.
So, yeah.
And it's like, those people, they still are talented. Plus, they've developed a persona and brand that's just like, they know how to entertain on the stage. And, you know, they know how to be just regular off. Yeah, it's definitely a different grind. That's another thing that I took from like that era. Like, I don't always have to be posting something 5 times a day on my Instagram every day. Like, I do what I want to do. I don't go by nobody's standards, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier in the interview, God is leading this. It don't matter what nobody is doing. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I feel like I've been blessed to be able to be in this industry for as long as I have been, is because I don't always got to be like seen. But when I am seen, it matters.
Yeah.
Makes the impact.
Yeah.
So I remember my grandfather once told me, he was like, the most desired person, the most respected person is the person that's not always seen, and it has a question mark over their head. So you just mysterious, and then when people do see you, the fact that they don't see you, they just jump off like, oh my gosh,
Exactly.
I haven't seen you in a year.
Yeah.
But the people that are loud, always in everybody's faces, those are the people that
They become
eventually-
common.
And then people just, they're dog.
Exactly.
I see 'em every day.
And, exactly. And they have no mystique.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, for sure.
When you're seen, make it count.
Period.
Feel that.
But yeah, I'm really excited about what's ahead of me with my music because I'm finally getting back into that space. And I have an album coming out called Crenshaw Prom Queen. And I've been working on this for like years, you know what I'm saying? So if people were like, when you coming out, I'll be like, oh God. If somebody asked me that one more time, I'll be like, oh my God. But it's coming. Fourth quarter of this year. And I am so excited for everybody to hear this because it's just so LA because I am a LA baby. And I think a lot of times in my career, like a lot of people don't know where I'm from, or they really just, I don't know, they really just don't know me. But I'm a real East Side baby, like, and you'll hear it in this music. I have like some LA legends on this album, from Terrace Martin to, it's some surprises, but you know, it's all live instrumentation. It's rich. It's fly. It's cool. It's slick. And yeah, Crenshaw Prom Queen it's finna shift some things. I think.
Can you tell us like your favorite track? You don't have to say the like title, but like the number or.
My favorite track is, well, I have two favorite tracks, number 2 and number 4. Yeah.
Can you tell us what the gist of the song is about? Like,
So the first song really is about just where I'm from. It's just it's just about that. It's about where I'm from, and the other song is about something that happened in LA that was very significant. A young woman, and it shifted LA. And I acknowledge this young woman because I was very connected to her when all of this controversy happened to her. So those are my two favorite songs because it's foundational, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But the other songs are very like cool, upbeat, groovy, and slick. You know, it's just real LA, you know. And I'm excited about it. So I hope people receive it.
now this woman you talking about, so I'm from LA, I'll be knowing. It's not about the girl that got shot in the liquor store.
Yes, it is. How did you know?
Because I'm from LA.
You are from LA.
Yeah.
It's about
It
Natasha
changed
Harlan.
a lot of things too.
Yeah.
Also the Rodney King thing.
Well,
That changed.
that's what started the Rodney King. If Natasha Harlan didn't start, the Rodney King thing wouldn't start. So
Yeah.
basically, he's talking about a young lady that got shot and killed over $1.79 orange juice that the lady at the liquor store thought she was stealing, but she wasn't.
It was a liquor store owner. It was an
Asian woman. Yes.
Killed
So
a
when
little
was
black
this?
girl.
This was like in 1992 or 91. I can't remember.
A documentary about that on, I think it was on Netflix.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Exactly. So I've always been connected to her and her story because I live right around the corner from this young woman. I mean, I pass by the liquor store all the time. I remember everything that happened, and it really, really shook the community.
Real.
Rodney King wouldn't have happened if that didn't happen
Yeah.
because it was a boiling point. You know what I'm saying? So
I remember driving by the liquor store and seeing the memorial they made, and all the candles and the balloons.
you remember that? It was crazy. It was crazy.
News crews were down there. It was like
Yeah.
for like a while. Too.
Yeah. I did a beautiful song dedicated to her.
And I
And
think Tupac made a song about the girl that got shot too.
I think he referenced her.
Yeah, he referenced
A lot of people did back in that time. But I feel like, you know, I don't know, not that she was forgotten, but she just always impacted her story, and all of that always impacted me coming from, you know, the East Side. She was an East Side baby like me. So I was like, it ain't no way I'm doing this album without acknowledging Natasha.
I like the way LA people say baby.
Baby?
Baby.
What up, baby? Yeah, we got a twang. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and I really enjoyed this with you guys.
We enjoyed this so much. You're one of my favorite interviews. babies. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God, I feel so special.
And to our viewers, could you leave them with your socials so they can reach
Oh
you and check
yeah,
out?
absolutely. You can find me on V Bozeman on Instagram and V Bozeman Music on Twitter. Where else? TikTok, V Bozeman. V Bozeman is everywhere. So basically TikTok, YouTube, V Bozeman. I'm all there.
Bozeman with the Z.
I tapped in here and there. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe and catch our next episode.